for the episode. Man. Yeah, we are now.
Ain't better than Reggie. All right, go ahead.
Just in case, watch your mouth. Just in case it get a little hot in here. You know what I'm saying?
Huh?
Whoa. Okay. All right. We up on the Townhouse Media page.
Yeah, I got it pulled up.
All right, let's get it.
All right,
You got the hat on.
we
I
too?
don't know. Team, I would have wore some Raider stuff or something. I didn't know it was team
No,
day.
we save ours for next week because we talking the West.
Oh yeah. That's true.
We gonna talk the West, B.
Oh, yeah.
We talk the West next week. All right, that's.
Why Nick look super bigger than John like that?
Hey, pause, man. Come on, B. So how we do
Yo, what's going on?
This is how the energy started the show. We have guests, man.
Yo,
All right, drop the beat, man.
huh?
Pause, man. See, come
All
on,
right,
bro.
yeah. Show already starting crazy.
Drop the B.
Do a mic check, Ben Fair.
Can you hear me? 1 2 1 2.
Perfect. Is that a speaker?
Yeah,
That's it's like a microphone.
it's like it's one of them boom mics, right?
Blue microphone, Blue Yeti microphone.
Oh yeah.
That's John's favorite
yeah,
microphone.
Shut up, man.
Whoa.
Come on, man. Why? He only saying that because it's blue. That's the only reason why he said that, man.
Oh yeah, that didn't help nothing.
He said that 'cause
Yeah, show over. All right, holler at y'all next week.
all right, let's roll, brothers.
Let's get it going.
Well, we got. Shout out to Shades from Homie Studios. He just tapped into the comments.
Most definitely. Shout out.
Shout out to Duval.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, Nick, you go.
Yeah, I got you.
Nick, go. All right, let's go. Yo, SoCal just asked, is that a Frank Gore jersey?
What? All right, SoCal. I'm gonna start you off right now. It's already bad enough he a Charger fan.
So now you get. Good evening. It's Tuesday. You know what this is. Time for the #1 sports podcast in the world. It's time for Sports for You.
What it do?
Live on Facebook and YouTube. I'm John. That's Mark.
What up with it?
This Nick Freeze.
What?
I said it's Nick Freeze. Here we go again. I said that's Nick Freeze.
What it do?
Of course, the Podfather on the board, the great Ben Reddy, and our special guest, the one and only Ben Fair, the sports veteran.
What it do, everybody?
Welcome to the show. For those who don't know who Ben Fair is, he's a P1 from day one listener, and he's joining us. We're going to talk some NFC East. We're going to talk some NBA. And Miana, you're the first guest on the show, man. You
Oh yeah.
get the trophy. You get the trophy, man. You're the first guest.
I feel appreciated.
Trophies.
Glad to be here with y'all guys. It's been a long time.
Man, we've been
Glad
waiting
to
for this
have
day,
you,
man.
man.
You can see him and Mark. Y'all lucky the show. Y'all weren't on the show before the show. Him and Mark. There was.
Oh, yeah.
It got a little violent.
Just
Come
a little
on,
bit.
man. Look over your shoulder, bro.
Oh my
Are you
god.
serious?
Is this what we doing right now?
Man, I can't even cuss.
Okay,
I
see,
can't
man.
even cuss the way I want to.
See, man. It's a family show, man. People got out here trying to start.
Man,
Didn't we have enough fights at SoFi Stadium, man?
Yeah.
that was the Rams
Listen.
fans.
And then we had Allegiant. And, okay.
Oh, my God.
God.
This is ridiculous.
This is how we.
I know the show next week gonna be ridiculous.
Oh man,
I can already tell.
I can see now. This is not going.
Nah.
The Chargers better worry about just staying healthy, man.
Yeah.
Facts. That's big facts. So, Ben Fair, we get started, man. Again, if you're watching on Facebook or YouTube, make sure you hit the like and the subscribe buttons. Always digital-wise, Spotify, Spreaker, Apple, iHeartRadio, Google, Stitcher, and Verbal. I want to introduce those again to our guest, Ben Fair, that's a sports veteran. You'll get a chance to hear from him, his platforms where you can follow him at as well.
Yes, sir.
And obviously, I said that he's a P1 from day one. He's one of the first listeners when we first got started that reached out and interacted with us through social media, and we wanted to thank him for that. And I just wanted to ask you, man, How did you come across Sports for You?
So I came across Sports for You. I did a show with someone else that Ben Reddy has a show with, and that's how I linked up with Ben Reddy. And then randomly, he hit me up on Instagram, and he was like, "Yo," he was like, "You should follow these dudes that do a sports podcast with me." And so ever since then, I've been tapping in with y'all.
That's what's up.
Oh, with Dice.
Little Homie Smiles.
Oh, yeah,
Yeah,
that was
Lil Homie
Smiles.
Smiles. Yeah.
Top radio.
Treetop Radio.
Shout out to Big Homie Smiles.
Yeah.
Always in the
Lil Homie Smiles.
Little Homie Smiles. Shout out. She's always in the comments. Make sure and let everyone know over in the Maryland area that we have the best sports podcast in the world. So shout out.
DMV.
Shout out to the DMV.
Shout out to the DMV. Wow, we got a lot of people in the comments. Shout out to, like I said, my man Shades from Homie Studios podcast. Duval's in the comments. Duval County, Jacksonville is in the comments tonight. So,
they get in the comments when Tebow get cut, huh? That's cool.
shout out to girl LJ Cares, Laker Nation. That's right, LJ. You know what it is.
Nah, Tim Tebow getting cut.
Oh man, we definitely want to discuss that because that topic can go in so many different directions with Tebow. But I want to start off obviously on another lighter note. Yesterday was Ben Reddy's birthday, ladies and gentlemen. The super producer himself, Mr. Ben Reddy,
The Podfather.
the blueprint, the red print. He celebrated another year on this great earth, on this great place that we call the East Side.
There we go. Oh, don't start this again.
Man, so-
No.
You can go back to San Diego.
Man, that's what I'm saying. Yeah.
No.
Get out of my city.
So first off, B, again,
Ben Phillips got muted, his first mute. That's funny.
that's wow. It is that it.
Part, Mark is coming through the same feed, so whenever he get muted, they get muted at the same time. It's a twofer, baby.
Oh,
Hey, well, don't worry about it. Me and Ben Fair both go talk about the Chargers.
Oh yeah.
oh yeah. So this is gonna be a good show. But happy birthday, B, again, man. Glad that you made it another year, my brother. And obviously, everything that you've done in the podcast community, the streets is talking all day, every day.
Salute to you, B.
I want to start. Let's get the serious stuff out the way, and I'm glad Ben Fair is here. He knows the format. We talk the serious stuff just to get it out the way. Then we get into the fun stuff. The latest with the Trevor Bauer situation. Oh my God! So Chokout says, "Singing loud and proud, Ben Ready." Saying, "Oh, I ain't singing that crap.
Yeah, you was close enough.
I ain't singing that
Oh,
crap.
man.
I ain't singing that. I ain't singing that crap.
Man, you lucky Lisa wasn't here to hear that.
I ain't singing that. Don't get me started with her, man.
Shout out to Lisa.
Hey,
And nope.
as long as he said the same part, I was still saying.
And I was like, huh.
That second part, he
By the way, we gotta talk about that. Dan Snyder was in a. I don't know if y'all saw the article on Dan Snyder in Athletic. He said he had no regrets about moving to LA. Well, of course not, because you're profiting from it. But I guarantee you, if you had a chance to how you replaying your exit strategy, I think he would have a different opinion. But we'll talk about that when we get into the football talk. I was saying about obviously the Trevor Bauer situation is getting uglier. Look, the young lady who is filed for the restraining order, she testified today. She was cross-examined today. Look, y'all go read. Look, I'm not going into the details. I read the statements from her testimony. It's not an easy read. So if y'all want to go read it, y'all be my guest. Mama just says now, as the resident Dodger fan, he will not be back in baseball probably now, and he probably won't be in baseball probably to start of next year either. From what I read.
Before we continue, let's say a prayer for Chris Bassett. He is conscious and aware and is on his way to the hospital after being hit in the head by a line drive.
And I don't.
Yeah.
Those ones always make me squirm whenever I'm watching a baseball game.
Yeah, those could be bad.
Yeah.
I remember I went to a Dodger game one time, and I think the ball boy went to go get it was a foul ball, and it did like a little corkscrew, and the spin hit him in the head, and he was out. You know, those are always scary moments because, you know, anytime a head injury, it's always bad, especially something like a baseball that can move as fast as it can, hitting somebody in the head. That's always bad. So
Absolutely.
yeah, let's keep everybody involved in that situation in our prayers.
Another story I want to talk about, and this is going to be another uncomfortable topic, and this latest with Deshaun Watson is getting crazy. So he's not playing. He's not suiting up. The head coach, David Culley, the first-year coach, the 65-year-old coach, said he's not injured. He's not practicing, blah, blah, blah. We all know the story. But now, obviously, the two young ladies, two of the 22 plaintiffs in the civil cases with him, they spoke to Sports Illustrated.
Uh-oh.
And I can say their names because it's on public record now. So I wouldn't say if their names weren't public, but there's Ashley Solis and Lauren Baxley, who are two of the plaintiffs. They shared some of the details with Jenny Vratis of Sports Illustrated on their interactions with the NFL's investigation, which Baxley perceived as victim blaming. These women asked me, and by the way, women were the ones who were doing the interviewing on this case. So they said they were asked what we was wearing. Solis said she explained as something she has to ask, which I don't believe at all. I'm not sure what I'm supposed to be wearing. That was suggesting I don't want you to put your you know what on my hand. Do I have to wear a turtleneck? I was like, ooh. But then super producer Ben Ready forwarded us a story about how this could be even worse than we think. And obviously, if you've known the ugly truth about sex trafficking, and this could be tied to that, and I'm praying this isn't true. And obviously, if Deshaun Watson is involved in something like this, all I'm going to say is you cannot possibly be that stupid.
It's possible. I hope he's not that stupid. But if he is, he's most definitely what's the best way for me to say this about this show getting canceled? He's a horrible human being.
He's going to be he's going to be joining the inmates of blank blank blank. He won't be the inmates like Edrin James talking about. He's now the inmate in the Canton correctional facility.
Yeah,
he's going to be in the actual correctional facility if this is true.
Yeah, this could be very bad. This could be very, very bad, especially if it really involves the sex trafficking and everything. That's not good, and you know, it's a bad look for well, you know, I can't even say it's a bad look for the NFL because the NFL don't have no control over something like that.
Right.
It just looks bad that one of their employees did it, but you know that has nothing to do with anything. So the best thing the NFL can do is, in my opinion, is what I've said before. You know, have Deshaun Watson on the exempt list.
And now I'm finding out the only reason he's not on the exempt list because the Houston PD or no law enforcement has opened a criminal investigation. And for those who are wondering, just to say if Deshaun Watson does get these charges all get dropped, yes, he still can get suspended.
He should.
Mm-hmm. And let me explain why. And Ben Fair, I'm going to pass it on to you. As enough people see Ben Fair's wearing his Washington football team jersey. His former running back, Darius Geis, last year had a domestic violence situation. Ron Rivera released him. To come to find out, there were no charges. There was no charges in June. The case was closed in June. And now the NFL announced the other day he's going to be, although he's a free agent, he's going to be suspended the first 6 games of the 2021 season. So I'm going to ask you, Ben Fair, let you chime in on this topic. What do you think about the situations going on both with Bauer and with Deshaun Watson?
I don't know too much about Trevor Bauer's situation. Once that thing popped up, I kind of just threw it under the rug. Haven't really heard any details behind it, but for Deshaun Watson's case, I mean, it's still like 20-some women involved in this, right?
22.
So, I mean, I hope he gets suspended. I hope the women get whatever justice that they're looking for. But I know for me, having a daughter myself, like if my daughter is in this situation, I'd be trying to do everything in my power to make sure that her or the person who, you know, violently attacked her or groped her or whatever, receive, you know, whatever punishment that the law is, you know, basically puts out there for them. You know, we live in a world where women get victimized on a daily basis, and, you know, it's time for us as men to stand behind them and let them know that we got their back.
Mark, what you think, man?
I agree with everything being said, man. I'm praying for all victims. Actually, everybody involved.
Amen.
Um,
Yeah.
and man, I hope they do get the justice that they desire.
Yeah.
That's all I care about too. I want justice for all these young ladies. I want justice for obviously the obviously period. Just don't you don't want nobody getting away with something
Yeah.
this vile. And like I said, we're gonna wait till all the facts are out. But right now, like I said, it is not looking good for Deshaun Watson, and it doesn't look good for his defense team, Rusty Hardin, who was the attorney for Adrian Peterson.
Mm-hmm.
Um, obviously, Tony Busby, who's representing these 22 young ladies. We'll see. So we'll see where this goes. I wanted to get another topic real. We're gonna get into. I'm gonna get into it a little bit later, but the situation. In fact, we're just get into it right now, real quick. This situation with Naomi Osaka. I don't know if y'all saw the story. She was doing a press. She was doing press, obviously, for an upcoming tournament, and they had to stop the press conference because she had a moment because one of the reporters asked her about, obviously the tragic earthquake in her father's native country of Haiti. So now, but that's not even the bigger story now. The story is what happened before that. I don't know the name of the writer from the Cincinnati Enquirer, and he basically was asking her, okay, about, her feeling uncomfortable around the media, and does she, although the media, you need the media in a certain way to, in a minute, I'll play the video in a minute, but I just want to talk about the part where from her agent, and when we play the video, I'll let y'all determine. Her agent felt like she was being bullied. I don't know if y'all seen the video already or just know the premise of the story, but basically, she was just asked obviously about her dealing with her anxiety and dealing with the media, and she says she wasn't going to answer they were trying to get her not to answer the question at first, but she wanted to, and she said it sometimes depends on the time and the situation and the type of mental space she's in, basically.
Yeah.
So her agent is a guy named Stuart D. Guild. He said the bullying at the Cincinnati Enquirer is the epitome of why player-media relations is so fraud right now. Everyone on that Zoom will agree that his tone was all wrong and his sole purpose was to intimidate really appalling behavior. And this insinuation that Naomi owes her off-court success to the media is a myth. Don't be so self-indulgent. I'm going to let...
I'll talk about that for right now. First and foremost, the fact that he said that thing about the media and her success, that's absolute BS. She put in hours and years of work to get to the point that she's at. That doesn't happen that's not just a year's worth of work. That's literally probably her entire life she's working to get to this point.
Right.
Mm-hmm.
And, for you to basically say, oh, you need us and stuff like that. No, y'all need her. Y'all need stories. She's going to be good regardless. So she don't need y'all.
So, and that's the point that her agent was trying to make. I think it also maybe I think the word bullying was probably a little too much, but like I said, when in a minute we'll play the audio and we'll get into it, but it's real. Because I know what she's going. If you have someone in your family who's dealt with mental health, it's an everyday struggle.
Yeah, and I feel as if they shouldn't have been asking her about that right now anyway, especially considering that this is a fresh thing. Give somebody, just because they're athletes doesn't mean they're not people. They have feelings, and obviously, the line of questioning or the way he questioned her, she didn't feel comfortable. And I haven't heard the audio all the way yet, but with anytime you have a conversation with somebody, and the other person starts crying the way it looked like she was crying in that picture I seen, that means that you did something wrong. or you did something to hit a button or trigger them to get to that point?
So my question, I think, so this one when Ben ready, he comes back, he gets the audio ready. We'll let you hear it. But I'm gonna put a pin in there because then we'll let Mark and Ben Fair respond to the audio. Then me and Nick will follow up with there. I want to talk about, speaking of people who obviously are in the media. Oh, young Timothy Tebow. Young Timothy Tebow. I'm not even gonna save this for NFL talk because it's not worth it.
Nah, we can talk about that right now.
So Tim Tebow today was released by the Jacksonville Jaguars. Today, NFL rosters had to be cut down to 85. So the 5 players from each team have been released. So now they're down to 85 before they get down to the final 53. He put out a statement, saying don't ever feel nervous about basically saying don't be feeling nervous about ever going after your dreams and blah, blah, blah. I'm going to say this. As a person who lived through Tebow time, it's over. Tim Tebow's time is over. It's over. He's on. I wish him all the best. Go join the SEC. Going back to the SEC network.
Which he should have been in the first place. Just stayed over there
and be obviously a great analyst there. Because you're obviously the face when you are the face of a part of the history of the SEC. But I was so done with this story, and I know a lot of people were upset that he got the opportunity to even try to be a tight end boss, in the NFL. But I'm like, man, just it is what it is. He's gone, and obviously there's a lot more we're gonna talk about a certain somebody in the media who always seems to cape for this dude. But we're gonna save that for calling out names because it's going to be very epic. So y'all stay tuned. Y'all final thoughts on Tebow, and I'll start it with you, Ben Fair. Your final thoughts on Tebow on the ending of whatever Tebow does, man.
Yeah, Tim Tebow's time in the NFL is done, thankfully. He came into the league as a QB, had that run with Denver, made it to the playoffs. Good for him. Obviously didn't get another chance after that. Left, tried to play baseball, failed at that as well. Tried to make it back, gain some weight, be a tight end. What he thought was tight end was probably a lot more comfortable, position, maybe an easy position that he could pick up. Little did he know, there's a lot more physicality at the tight end position. And when it comes to blocking and stuff like that, like you saw that little chuck block he tried to throw out there in the last preseason game.
Oh, God.
I'll talk about that when it's my turn.
Yeah, you could just tell that, he just wasn't picking up position. And 2, it's just not that type of fit for him, When you fail at something and you're not given the opportunity anymore, man, and you go and find something that you're good at, like being an analyst, like you guys said for SEC, why not stick to that? You're probably making way more money being an analyst for ESPN, representing college football, than you were ever going to make as a tight end in the NFL. So why leave that opportunity to try something new? Like I get you want to still play, but your time's over. It's over. You just got to grow
up. I feel like I'm glad that he did get, this was his dream to try to make it in the NFL again. He got that shot, got it over with. I honestly think he should have been a tight end from the beginning.
Time out, man. Kenzie, don't be getting here trolling, dog. You see what he put in the comments? Don't start. Just like a Padres fan. Don't be hating on us, man. Worry about y'all.
Oh, no.
We don't need him in L.A.
Yeah, go ahead, Mark.
But I'm happy for him. He got that shot. It didn't work out for him. We can close that chapter. He was a great college player. Wasn't made for the NFL, but I think he can be successful in other things. And when it comes to football, like we said, the analyst, I wish him the best in that. But I'm also glad he's at the NFL. I'm tired of hearing him in the NFL.
All right, Nick, go ahead, man.
All right. As a person who wasn't a fan of Florida at all because of Tim Tebow,
don't remind me.
All this Tim Tebow playing tight end and all this crazy stuff I've been hearing ever since he signed over there has been absolutely annoying. As a football coach, when I saw Tim Tebow make that block, attempt to make that block, that was look. No, I'm about to get to that. So he tried to do a chop block. It was absolutely The worst block I've ever seen in any level. Mind you, I coach 11-year-olds, and I've seen them block better than that.
Wow.
And then I saw the second block. That was the block that had me like, yeah, he's not going to make the roster. It's over. There's no way, no how that he's going to make a roster making a block like that. He just so happened to be in the dude's way during the first block. That second block, it was absolutely horrible. We could have went out there and made a better block than that right now. That was absolutely pathetic.
He a better blocker than Shannon Sharp, though, right?
Man, if I was Shannon Shaw, I would have came back over there today playing that same exact video all day, looped it. Had the nerve to say that. Are you crazy? I know Skip was trolling, but man, the disrespect was insane.
Hey man, Josh, my homeboy Josh was like, man, look, sometimes Shannon gonna have to put the disrespect aside. We gonna because that just didn't make any sense.
Yeah, that was all the way out of line. You don't say somebody like that is a better blocker than a Hall of Fame tight end. Like that's insane. One that actually blocked too, unlike Tony Gonzalez. But go ahead.
Oh, okay. All right.
We taking shots at Tony Gonzalez, man, huh?
Oh wow, so here we go. We'll save the NFC AFC West talk.
You know I'm not about to support Tony Gonzalez.
Ben ready? Go to our Telegram. I'm gonna go to our Telegram chat. I want you to we was talking about the Naomi Osaka situation just a minute ago. I want to play this might be the first few minutes of this audio. I want Mark and Nick and Ben Fair to hear about what happened with the exchange with the reporter again. With the reporter from so you're going to hear the question from the reporter from the Cincinnati Enquirer. You're going to hear her response, and then we'll go from there. Go ahead.
Please state your name and publication and ask your question. Thank you.
Yeah, thank you. It's Paul Doherty from the Cincinnati Enquirer. Let's follow up on that last question. You're not crazy about dealing with us, especially in this format. Yet you have a lot of outside interests that are served by having a media platform. I guess my question is, how do you balance the two? And also, do you have anything you'd like to share with us about what you did say to Simone Biles?
When you say I'm not crazy about dealing with you guys, what does that refer to?
Well, you've said you don't especially like the press conference format.
Mm.
And yet that seems to be the obviously the most widely used means of communicating to the media and through the media to the public.
That's interesting. I would say the occasion, like when to do the press conference, is what I feel is the most difficult. But
This is where she paused, and then the moderator came in. That's what I didn't think.
I think we can move on to the next question. Naomi, do you want to move on to the next question?
No, I'm actually very interested in that point of view. So if you could repeat that, that'd be awesome.
The question was that you're not especially fond of dealing with the media, especially in this format. You have suggested there are better ways to do it, that we'd like to try to explore that. My question, I guess, was you also have outside interests beyond tennis that are served by having the platform that the media presents to you. My question is, how do you think you might be able to best balance the two?
I mean, for me, I feel like this is something that I can't really speak for everybody. I can only speak for myself. But ever since I was younger, I've had a lot of media interest on me, and I think it's because of my background as well as, how I play. Because in the first place, I'm a tennis player. That's why a lot of people are interested in me. So I would say in that regards, I'm quite different to a lot of people, and I can't really help that there are some things that I tweet or some things that I say that kind of create a lot of news articles or things like that. And I know that it's because I've won a couple Grand Slams, and I've gotten to do a lot of press conferences that these things happen. But I would also say, like, I'm not really sure how to balance it too. Like, I'm figuring it out at the same time as you are, I would say.
Okay.
This
Thank
is,
you, Paul. We're going to do 4 more questions, or 4 more journalists. We're going to go Courtney, Jeff, Stuart, and then Ben Rothenberg. So Courtney, please go ahead and
So now
state
this
your
the-
name and publication.
So now this is the part when she can. Now this next part is when. Let me pause right. Let's pause right there. So I read y'all the statement from her agent. Do you feel like let me start. Do you feel like she was bullied in the question that she was asked?
I don't feel like she was bullied.
No, I don't
No.
feel like she was bullied.
I don't feel like
No,
she
I
was
don't
bullied
think
at all.
I don't think she was bullied.
I think if anything, the question just came off a little bit weird. It could have been worded a lot differently.
Right.
Yeah,
But that's about it.
that question just I was confused even with the question what he was trying to ask.
What you think, Ben? Ready?
It had nothing to do with her
Nothing.
playing at all.
Absolutely nothing. So that's why I want to, and that's the next thing I want to segue to. Play the rest of it. This is the part when she's asked about Haiti and from another reporter, and then she kind of had the moment where she teared up.
Courtney Nguyen, WTA Insider. Hello, Naomi.
She really does. And
Yeah,
to
she
show
wanna
the
be
part, she put her head, she pulled
Hopefully it's
her
okay if I
head in front of her face. Go ahead.
ask a couple of tennis questions. The first one is just how the training has been and how your preparation has been for the summer hard court swing. And the second one is just related to your tweet over the weekend, related to what's going on in Haiti. Just what your reaction is to the news there. Thank you. Sorry.
No, you're super good.
And this is the part where she basically where she obviously got emotional.
Okay, I think we're just going to take a quick break. We'll be back in 1 moment.
All right, gentlemen. So I want to bring up, I heard the discussion they had on First Take. So Stephen A. had it, like I had an issue like I did. I had more issue with the agent making it seem like that the reporter from the Cincinnati Enquirer was basically bullying her to question. Now he did, like Ben said, he could have worded it a little bit better because and him and Max agreed that the agent was out of line, but then Molly chimed in, and I agree on this part that maybe that the writer had an objective, and I think that's where Ben Reddy was getting to, that had an objective of with his question, because like Nick said, athletes don't need the media these days. With social media, with all these different platforms like the Players Tribune and Uninterrupted, and see
Kevin Durant they showed this commercial. Kevin Durant was on live, and he just had 26.7 thousand people on his live. What in the world do they need the media for?
And then Kevin Durant, the boardroom. They don't need the media. So I understood that. So that part, I don't understand where that was coming from. But like Ben Reddy was saying, what did any of this have to do with her upcoming tournament? We know that this young girl is 20 years old, struggling with anxiety and depression. She's the best player in the world. And now she's also dealing with this issue with her country, dealing with this devastating earthquake where thousands of people have died. Her father's from that country. So it hits a nerve. And I don't think the female reporter who was asking the question knew that it was going to probably hit the nerve for her to break down like that. But I just wondering, like, as the media, what is their responsibility when it comes to these press conferences?
It's supposed to be to get information. Not supposed to be. Keyword supposed to be. They're supposed to get valuable content to post for their blogs or for their sections in whatever paper or website that they're on. But it seems as if, in my opinion, a lot of these reporters use this in a way to get into athletes' heads. I mean, let's just be honest. She's the best tennis player right now, and we all saw what Serena went through. Mm-hmm. They did anything that they could to get Serena off her game. Serena was just, you know, she's a different person. She's a little bit mentally stronger than Naomi is. There's nothing wrong with that. She could just, you know, she could deal with the media better than she could.
Mm-hmm.
And that's all an individual.
She
Everybody's
learned
different.
that from Venus.
Exactly, because Venus went through it as well. So she already, like you said, she already has somebody to walk her through it. She unfortunately doesn't have nobody to walk her through this. This is her first stint with the media at this level. And to be honest, I think these people are doing this on purpose because I don't think a lot of these people in the media, they don't want her to win.
That's true. They definitely don't.
They don't want her to win, and they know that unfortunately, they know that at this point in time right now, you know, she's not all the way up to mentally up to par like she wants to be. So what's the best thing to do? Say little stuff like that's gonna trigger stuff. It's gonna get her off her game. All of a sudden, she's gonna be off for this next tournament or whatever she has, and you know, it just feeds into me like, oh, you know, she's not the best player in tennis anymore. Oh, she's this and that. Oh, she's, you know, it starts falling in and that, and then all of a sudden, you know, they start nitpicking. They be like, oh, maybe it's the guy that she's dating. You know, before she was dating this guy, she was this and that. You know how the media is. They nitpick at everything.
Being ready, being fair. I'm gonna start first. Being ready. You said something like, what does that have to do with her? Then I want to get your thoughts, and I want to go to Ben Ferris.
I think I was just been like, what do it matter? I feel like, you know, because I don't want to make it seem like, because they don't never ask anybody else why about their situation.
Right.
Outside of sports, they don't ask people anything personal. So why are you worried about her personal space? And that's why she's gonna end up not doing these things because, if it's possible, because of that. Stop asking them stuff about that's outside of that's personal, and just talk sports. That's it.
What you think, Ben Fair?
The first question that the guy asked, honestly, I don't know why he asked that type of question. You know, he said it in a way like tennis is giving you a platform to talk to media, to get your message out and whatnot, which is true. But at the same time, like Nick said, and I think a couple other you also said, but she easily go on Instagram and make a little 2-minute video, post it on her Instagram, and get that same message across. Like she doesn't need other people, you know, to be putting out her voice out there. This isn't the 90s and 80s anymore. We have Instagram, we have Snapchat, we have Facebook, Twitter, and Twitch. We got all these things that these athletes can easily use and bypass you completely. Hell, they can even go out and write their own stories. They can get their own little editor or whatever to write out whatever things that they want published. So to ask that type of question, like, you know, you don't like us, yada, 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 but we give you a platform to talk to. She doesn't even really need you. She doesn't. For the second question, I like that the lady tried to get, you know, personal and, you know, get vulnerable with her and ask her what's going on in her father's home country. That, you know, it's just, maybe it's a bit too soon to ask a question like that. That's like asking Pau Gasol, how do you feel about Kobe the day after he passed away? You know, something like that.
Exactly.
You just, when something happens, you want to give someone a little bit of time to be able to take that situation, break it down within themselves before they can express it to others.
Mark?
Simplest put, man, I think that his job and the media's job is to get you to say something that's clickbait. So they can sell they articles or whatever it is, man. And I think she did the right thing by taking her time, thinking about whatever she wanted to say. And that's how you deal with it. Or you say, I'm not answering that question. Next question. I honestly really feel like I agree with all y'all. We, you know, the athletes don't need the media. And that brings back to Marshawn Lynch that I'm only here so I don't get fined. That makes that so much more important.
Ooh, that's
So
a good point.
it was almost like the Kyrie situation. Like the reporter was almost wanting her to say something like Kyrie did when he was like, I don't need you guys. You guys are pawns. I felt like the question, maybe that was like the kind of answer he was looking for.
Right.
And he was kind of telling the truth.
He was trying to make her react. And Kyrie Irving was right when he said, I don't need y'all. And I think the way she handled it is right.
That's just this, and look, Naomi Osaka's dealt with a lot, like I said, and then like Ben said, asking her about Haiti, you don't want to hit that nerve yet, and you saw it really hit that nerve the moment the moment that it even came about, and obviously you saw that she was already going into a dark space after she finished answering the question. She was pulling her hat over her face. She was just trying to hold it together. But we got to understand these athletes are human too.
Mm-hmm.
And if we want them to respect, if they want the media wants to respect them, they can't look. Don't coddle them. Don't be enablers. But you got to be fair, and that wasn't fair. And obviously, say if she doesn't miss the turn, say if she opts out of this next tournament, more fans are going to miss her. We are going to miss her. So we segue to our next topic: fan violence. So over the weekend, there were three in-stadium fights with fans that went viral.
In what stadium?
Levi Stadium, where in the Niners-Chiefs game. Allegiant Stadium, which was opening for fans for the first time for the Raiders, and now that has taken on a whole nother world of its own.
The Raiders.
And here in LA, with SoFi, with the Rams fans. I know we've been indoors for over a year. We dealt with this in the playoffs with fans spitting on players, throwing stuff. Look, I don't want to go through another shutdown. I want to try to get to a game in SoFi. I want to see my Broncos act right. Our Podfather, our producer, he's a season ticket holder. I don't think he wants his money to be wasted behind a bunch of dudes who couldn't hold their liquor. Or females in this case who couldn't hold their liquor. Yes.
No pun intended.
No pun intended. Really, no pun intended. Because let's be clear.
Or stop selling alcohol there.
And
No,
that's
they're not going to do that.
And you're right, they're not going to. But
they're never going to do that.
So, but this is where we got to get to another. There has to be a medium with obviously with alcohol consumption at games. They have to have a time limit when they cut the sales off.
They do.
But now, I think they closed it like an hour before the game.
Now I'm now you.
I don't know about all of them.
I know. I don't know. Well, over there at SoFi, they do an hour before, right? And I remember at the Chargers old stadium, it was the same way. It was about an hour before the game. Like I think when fourth quarter started, they pretty much stopped serving.
Okay.
You know, so and if you really think about it, 15 minutes in football is really like about 30 minutes, 30 to 45 minutes. So, if you've been drinking a nice little amount of beer on that time, you got enough time to drink you a whole bunch of water and pretty much get that out your system and go on about your day.
Mark, you're really trolling this right now. You know that, right?
Nah, man, I have to take my my green tea shots, man.
Oh my god.
Okay, that's what it is. Okay.
Yeah, it's kind of like baseball. That's why baseball has the 7th-inning stretch. That's your opportunity to have last call to go eat your food for the last time, go get your last couple of drinks, and then after that, everything closed down.
Yeah.
Mr. Season ticket holder, what you think, man? And obviously, when we were at FanFest, everything was done on the phone.
Mm-hmm.
So obviously now everything, and even wouldn't be shocked. I know at Allegiant Stadium everything is cashless. You have to have a card.
Yep.
You can't no money tender. No, that you have to have cards because obviously this is the first cashless stadium in NFL history. But I just want to say this, fans, man, just look, act right. I know we just want to enjoy the season. We'll have a good football season. And look, this isn't just a new issue. This has been going on for years.
Mm-hmm.
But we just got to find a way to end this situation. And
all I got to say is football's back, baby. That's all that means. Football is back.
Ben Ferry, get the last word on this, and then we got to talk about this next topic.
Oh, I was just going to go off of what you said. This has been going on for a while. I remember when the Dodgers played the Red Sox a couple years back in the World Series. I was able to go to all the home games, and I saw a couple fights. The first 2 nights I was there, I saw a couple fights in the bathroom between Dodger fans and Red Sox fans. So it's definitely been something that's been going on for years.
So speaking of fans and violence, when you talk about fan violence, there's one infamous incident that everyone talks about.
Malice at the Palace.
There we go. Mark, I finished watching it. let me fast this. Being fair, did you get a chance to watch the Untold doc?
Yeah, I watched it last week.
I didn't get a chance to watch. I'm watching this week.
Please watch it. But you pretty much know the gist of it.
Oh yeah, I've just seen all type of articles and seen all type of stuff about it.
I'm gonna say this, and I'm gonna let Mark take the lead on this one because he was the first one who saw it, and he pretty much, turned us, to this that it was coming on Netflix. It was advertised, but he actually was the first one that got to see it before the show. Mark, man, I feel bad for Jermaine O'Neal, dog.
Yeah.
And I want to get your thoughts and then Ben Fair's thoughts on what. Now that you've seen it, is there anything that made your mind different about just the whole experiment, the whole incident period that changed your way of thinking, or no?
No, I thought the fans were thugs back then, and I still think the fans are thugs. Don't throw none on the court. We can all say Ron Artest should have ran up in the stands.
Right.
Don't provoke that though. You know what I'm saying? Like that's where it started at. When Ben Wallace and Ron Artest got into whatever they got into on the court, it should have just stayed there. And then we could have just probably seen Indiana win a championship that year.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, they were very good that year.
They should have won the championship.
That team was very, very good.
But honestly, the team that would have won, that came out of the East, probably would have beat the Lakers that year, and obviously it happened because the Pistons won. Sadly, I wouldn't. I'd still take Shaq and Kobe any day, but whoever was coming out of the East was giving the Lakers a tough time because that team should have. This was the remember the.
Yeah, it was the next year that it happened.
Yeah,
but I'm saying, okay, you're right. But I was saying, like, this all start. I didn't even think about it. This all actually started from the 2004 Eastern Conference Finals, and that's why when Mark brought up the final score being 60, what was it, 69 to 65 or something?
69, 50, 64, something like that.
That's crazy.
How the final score is that, man?
I would have loved to watch that game.
Detroit was really good defensively that year. They had held 11 teams to under 80 points that year, so they were really good that year.
Don't remind us. That was a tough year for us, B.
Hey, you remember they were all in the All-Star game that year, and they were putting the clamps on the Western starters they was playing against. Well, the Western players they were playing against. It was crazy to watch that. When all of them were on the court, they was locking up the Western All-Stars that was in the game during that time. It was most definitely, it was crazy to watch that. That was a different team.
Mm-hmm.
So I think so. Let me get your thoughts, Ben Fair. What was your reaction watching the documentary?
Watching the documentary, it was fun. I wish it was a little bit more two-sided perspective. I felt there was too much Indiana Pacers perspective. Obviously, I've been Wallace talking for a little bit.
I 100% agree.
I agree.
Because I would have loved to have known what Chauncey was thinking, Rasheed was thinking, Tayshaun, Rip, all them guys. Even Larry Brown. I would have loved to have known what was going on in Larry Brown's head. But no, like Mark said, the fans, and they started the fight. Obviously, Ron Artest shouldn't have laid on the scores table, but what is him laying on the scores table? I have to give him a drink thrown at him, There was obviously no need for that. And then obviously he went into the stands and punched the wrong dude. That was another thing. But
the crazy part is Ron and that dude now are friends.
The dude who threw the drink at him?
Yeah, John Green. They're friends. I saw it on Ron's documentary, the True Warrior documentary he did on the Warrior documentary he did for Showtime about him. And that's when I learned more about him. I didn't know him and Capone from CNN were cousins. He grew up with, all those dudes from Queens, him, Noriega, Havoc, obviously Mobb Deep. He was, around them dudes growing up as kids. And Ron reached out to the guy who threw the drink. And like you said, I agree with you. I would like to hear more from the Pistons. Obviously, I definitely wanted to hear more from Ben Wallace because I didn't know that. I totally forgot about the part that Ben Wallace's brother had just died. Mm-hmm. I had totally forgot about that part until Jermaine brought it up. And like Jermaine was saying, they're all homeboys off the court. They were all homies. And like if Ben Wallace didn't throw, his headbands at their bench, that probably also when it had gave what John Green the right to say, oh, let me throw this drink and see if I can hit Ron Artest from where I was at. And then you think about the one fan, Charlie, who ran on the court, and he basically almost got pretty much chin checked by Jermaine O'Neal.
I don't know what he was thinking.
And the dude still don't get it. Because he basically said that, Jermaine sucker punched him. First of all, he barely touched you.
You didn't get sucker punched.
No.
You walk into a fight, you should have stayed where you was
First
at.
of all, and in the court said Jermaine O'Neal had the right to defend himself. So basically, like Reggie Miller said, if Jermaine O'Neal would have caught him the way you would have caught him, that dude would have been decapitated.
He would have been like,
if Ron had hit him clearly on the first punch, he would have been knocked out.
Exactly.
it would have been ugly.
It looked like Ron slipped.
Because you saw when Jermaine came in sliding. And he barely, he got to do near the chin. But if he would have caught him in the jaw, oh, my God, dude. But I thought it was a great documentary. I recommend people to go watch it. It's on Netflix.
No,
I just feel bad for – I really feel bad for Jermaine O'Neal because even to this day, he has not been the one who has really been able to have that second chapter of life. Obviously, Ron went on to the Lakers, won the championship.
Steven Jackson
now with all the smoke.
Reggie
Reggie Miller's
too.
Huh?
Didn't he win a chip?
He won the Spurs. He won with the Spurs.
Yeah.
And you think about Reggie Miller's winning the Hall of Fame.
Yeah.
Obviously, Rick Carlisle still coaching to this day. Wright Brown still coaching to this day.
Both Hall of Famers.
Worldwide West is helping run the Knicks. Jermaine O'Neal's the only one who really took a total PR hit from this.
And I did not get why.
And he was the one, obviously, that was trying to be – and you know why? Because he was the face of the franchise. And he was because he was the face of the franchise. He was the guy that Reggie Miller was passing the torch to.
People forget he came out the same year as Kobe.
He sure did. Went in the first round.
That's crazy.
And people hated him.
School.
And people hated him. The Pacers for trading Dale Davis for him. I was like, do y'all really know who y'all getting right now?
But at the time, dog, they did that because he wasn't really getting much playing time in Portland.
Right.
And they didn't know what it was.
PT.
Yeah.
So, I want to say that was a good doc, and I recommend go watch the Ron Artest documentary on Showtime. I did this when I watched The Last Dance when it came to the Dennis Rodman episode. I went back and watched Dennis Rodman's 30 for 30. I tell people go watch the Ron Artest documentary before you watch, and then watch this back to back. I guarantee you will have a whole nother perspective. Let's talk a little MLB. And then we'll get on to the NBA, get on to a little college football, NBA, then we'll go heavy into the football this final hour of the show. Did any of y'all get a chance to watch the Field of Dreams game?
I watched some of it.
I want to say this. This is the first thing MLB has gotten right in the last 15 years. So they had this game out in Iowa based off the movie Field of Dreams with Kevin Costner. It was the Yankees and the White Sox. And it ended up being a good game. Ninth inning, Aaron Judge hits a 2-run homer to bring them within a run. Giancarlo Stanton comes in, pinch hits a 2-run homer, gives the Yankees the lead. And then Tim Anderson in the bottom of the ninth hits a walk-off 2-run homer, and the White Sox win the game.
Wow.
So next year they're going to have the same game, but next year it's going to be the Cubs and the Cincinnati Reds.
That's going to be
They could have found two better teams, but I guess.
Pretty much.
Yeah, especially after the Cubs got rid of everybody.
It could have been the Dodgers and the Braves or somebody.
Yeah, y'all really could have just. If y'all wanted minor league teams, y'all could have. Aren't they like minor league baseball teams of Iowa? If y'all wanted to bring those two teams, I mean, come on, man. But I thought it was a good experience. I think it was the highest rated MLB game televised in the last 16 years.
Wow.
I thought the whole presentation, they was basically just like Field of Dreams. They're walking out of the cornfield, and here comes Kevin Costner. He throws out the first pitch. They had James Earl Jones narrating. It was just a good showing. So I want to applaud MLB for that. They got that right. But they're gonna have the game next year. But but get some better teams.
They should do Sandlot next.
Hey, I was thinking that too. But here's the thing.
That'd be crazy.
If they had a Sandlot, they risk a lot of injury. I know I would prefer a Sandlot game because that was my movie. You can't do Major League because obviously the Indians are a real baseball team. Unless you have like Major League night and you have Charlie Sheen, Wesley Snipes, Omar Epps, Dennis Haysbert who played, was it Pedro? Played the guy with the little dog that he was talking to in the clubhouse.
Oh yeah.
Hey, by the way,
yeah.
real quick, before we talk college football, better Willie Mays Hayes, Omar Epps, or Wesley Snipes?
Omar Epps.
I'm about to say
Yeah, I'll go
Omar.
Omar Epps.
Yeah, because Omar Epps was Willie Mays Hayes was leading off home, was getting leadoff homers every time at bat.
Yeah, no. Well, I like Wesley, but Omar did that.
Yeah, shout out to Omar. So, gentlemen, as Nick said, football is back, and NFL is back, but also we're a week away from college football.
Yes, sir.
Y'all ready for some college football?
Go Alabama.
Oh wow!
Hey, mute him real fast.
Oh come on! That's how we got. It's all SEC. It's all SEC Pac-12 in here. Cause
disconnect his feed.
Man,
Get kicked off day one.
So that's cold. All right, he back. Okay, he back. Here we go. been ready, cold. All right, so gentlemen, the first AP Top 25 is out. By the way, they announced that the first college football rankings will be released November 2nd. So keep your eyes on that date. But the top 25 is out, and this will make Ben Fair happy.
Let me guess. Alabama's number one.
Yeah, 47 first place votes.
Wow, what a
Are you kidding me?
what a surprise! How many
I'll
25-year-olds on the team?
I'll be honest. I don't think we'll finish there.
Hey,
by the way, Kenzie said the Martin Artest documentary is called Quiet Storm. Thank you.
hey, how many 25-year-olds on this year team?
You foul, man.
Oh my god. How many 6-year seniors and stuff? Yeah.
They worse than the demos back in the day.
Oh, that's good.
Hey, Alabama got failed NFL players.
Hey, it's a trip. What's his name? Adrian Amos. When he got drafted, I didn't realize how old he was. He was like 20, almost like it was like 24, 25 when he got drafted.
Like dude from Bad Boys 2 when he was trying to take Martin's daughter out on the date.
Oh yeah.
Oh, you mean Kawhi Leonard?
Oh!
Shout out to Kawhi.
What's up? Oklahoma's number 2.
For what?
Clemson 3. Ohio State 4. Mark, your Georgia Bulldogs are 5.
Okay.
Texas A&M 6. Iowa State 7. Cincinnati 8. Notre Dame 9, and North Carolina rounds out the top 10. Nick and B, y'all USC, University of Southern California Trojans are 15.
That's cool.
They're second Pac-12 team in the top 25.
You know what really pisses me off though?
What's that?
The fact of how many good California players are in the SEC.
Hey,
or in the ACC because
exactly.
Where's who at, Mark?
We're Tennessee.
You know what? Forget y'all, man.
Tennessee's garbage.
Hey!
The only great player you guys have put out in the last 10 years is Alvin Kamara, dog. Like, what are we doing here?
Oh, hold on. That's disrespectful right now.
And you got him from us. You got Alvin Kamara from us. We didn't even want him anymore. Our backfield was already too late.
Turn that up, Ben Ready. They don't know about Tim. They don't know about that in the rest of development, man. Lord, I've really been missing. Shout out to Preach.
Man.
They don't know about this. They don't know about that Arrested Development, man.
Man, Tennessee ain't done that since John Henderson was there.
Hey.
Don't nobody want to see that orange and white checkered pattern.
Look here, y'all not finna be this disrespectful.
Hold on, I just thought about something. John, why you like teams that wear orange?
Shut up, man. Look here, man. Y'all real disrespectful talking about my volunteers like that. Hey, but look.
Shout out to Charles Davis.
Yeah,
shout out Peyton Manning. He just made the Hall of Fame.
Of course.
The greatest of all time from over there.
Yeah. Number 2 is Reggie White.
Hey, shout out to Candace Parker.
That's Parker. Right. Shamika Hold Squad.
Wait, hold on. I think I might have Reggie White above Peyton. I'm sorry. I'm being biased because he's a quarterback. I don't do. Yeah.
Oh, but speaking of Reggie, hey, let's segue real quick because I just really noticed the jersey that Mark had on. So, being fair, I want to bring you in on a little debate that happened the other day in the chat.
Mm-hmm.
So,
Reggie, being fair, he played for the Washington team too. So don't trip.
Man,
I know.
So the other day, Nick posts this meme of Reggie White, and he asks, "Is he the greatest defensive lineman ever?" And I was like, well, I don't know.
You said it disrespectfully though. Tell the whole story. John.
You the one basically said
No,
basically saying
no,
that there was no.
no.
Go ahead, Mark.
Hey,
You tell the story because you was the one that this hit a nerve with you, bro.
Hey, John said disrespectfully. He says Reggie White, and it's not close.
See, this is the thing. I did not. Let me explain my reason for saying that. I thought he was talking about Strahan because he was talking about the QB sack record. Pause.
Mm-hmm.
If he would have said best defensive lineman ever, I mean clearly it's Bruce Smith. Come on, Nick. It's Bruce Smith, dog.
I'm gonna let y'all continue.
I'm not saying nothing. Y'all see the jersey.
I'm gonna let y'all continue.
And like I said, Ben Fair knows he was with Washington in his career.
Yes, sir.
Man, that time don't count.
He was good for us.
It did count. Marty was over there.
And
What he tell Marty in practice? I got 1,000 plays in me. You want them in practice? You want them in the game?
And we had the fastest man alive, Darryl Green.
And they had Dion. By the way, y'all was buying players at that time, man. Why y'all never win the Super Bowl? I can't talk. Y'all beat us in the Super Bowl, so I can't really talk.
I'm about to say, John Elway, are you serious? John Elway, are you serious? Mister, go to the Super Bowl and get dusted off.
Hey man, shout out to Terrell Davis, man.
Yeah, Terrell Davis saved his career.
Shout out to Terrell Davis, man. But yeah, so that was interesting. So like I said, those are the top 25 teams. We'll discuss more college football, obviously, because the season is going to start next week. But Ben, what are you looking for this college football season?
This college football season, I'm interested because I think this draft is going to be very weak. So one, I'm looking for talent across the board, and especially at the QB position. QBs this year is absolutely horrible. Spencer Rattler, we have the dude from Cincinnati. You have Sam Howell from UNC. Mm-hmm. I just think QBs are awful this year. I think it's going to be a mainly defensive-heavy draft this year. I think the first pick in the draft this year is going to be the DN from Oregon. I forget his name.
Thibodeau.
Thibodeau. He's an absolute monster for Oregon. When it comes to me watching college football for Alabama, I think we're going to have a great defense this year. It's going to be back like the early Nick Saban days when we had monster defenses. We were putting out, 4 or 5 dudes just in the first or second round.
Who will now basically play for the Washington football team, pretty much.
Or the Patriots.
Yeah, those are the two teams only draft them.
But when it comes to offense, I think we're going to struggle a little bit having a QB turnaround for the first time in a while, especially someone who's brand new to the offense. Bryce Young, great 5-star recruit, almost won the first 1,000% recruits coming out of high school. So it's going to be interesting to see him play.
USC
I think he's a little bit small for the QB position. He's like 5'11", 200 pounds, barely maybe.
Man, if what's his name can make it, he can make it.
So I don't know if you saw Nick's face when you brought up Bryce Young, because obviously he was a commit.
He was at Modern Day High School as well. He was phenomenal there. Got to catch a couple games. We also took Najee Harris from you guys. I don't know why a lot of kids don't want to stay in state. Maybe it was some allegation issues back when you guys had Lane Kiffin and who was the other coach that's over at Texas now.
Forget Lane Kiffin.
No.
But whatever.
Forget Lane Kiffin, man.
I feel like for a while, California schools were just having an issue with, internal problems that were just affecting recruits. But, yeah, I'm going to be focusing a lot on just offensive talent and who can really develop. Like I said, I don't think my Alabama is currently ranked number 1. I don't know if we'll finish there at the beginning of the season. To be honest, I'd be surprised if we even make the college football playoffs this year.
Okay.
Oh.
Hey, I know one thing. Y'all definitely gonna go to the college football playoffs.
Yeah.
The NCAA is gonna make a rule to get y'all into the playoffs. The big reason why a lot of California's losing a lot of recruits is of the simple fact of if you play good in one of the conferences that's out here, you're not gonna go far. I'm just being honest. Unless you a team like I said before, if Alabama's consistently, anybody in the SEC consistently gonna be considered. Outside of that, Clemson, you'll have a couple of Oklahoma. You may have another ACC team, Ohio State, Notre Dame. Those are gonna be the teams that's going to consistently be in the mix all the time when it comes to selection. But I guess those players from out here see that. And are like, hey, if I go up over here and play good, not only will I possibly win a championship over here, I'm guaranteed to be at least a top 2 or 3 round pick, guaranteed.
Yep.
Like that.
Yeah, and you're gonna be seen more on TV. SEC Network. SEC games are always gonna be nationally televised. So
Yeah, and especially now with players being able to get paid off their image and likeness, they're going to go to schools that have the highest, view count, whether it's social media, whether it's televised games. Yeah, a lot of kids are just going to go to schools that have the most press coverage on them, I guess.
exactly, that's all it is at this point.
Okay.
Which I don't blame them.
So let's
get your money for sure.
Oh yeah, all the way.
Bryce Young about to be a millionaire, so he's
already before he even graduate.
That's crazy. So let's get to some NBA, gentlemen. Obviously, and that says we'll talk more. We'll give our. As a matter of fact, Ben Fair. Before we get into NBA talk, give me your college football, Final Four for the college football playoff.
So like I said, I think Alabama's going to be out of it. I think we'll just slip out. We'll probably be like 5 or 6. Like it all depends on how Bryce Young's development goes.
He's going to be very good for y'all.
I mean, I do hope so. I do appreciate that as well. But I'm gonna have Clemson up there. I think Clemson's gonna be really good. I think their QB DJ is phenomenal. He was giving Trevor Lawrence a run for his money last year when he came back.
I'm about to say, they just keep finding quarterbacks.
Another kid from out here, right?
Yeah, he went to St. John Bosco.
Yeah. I would throw Oklahoma in there just because of the division they play in. They're going to be able to run the score up on everyone there, so they'll probably be in the top 2. Maybe Georgia. I really like Kirby Smart. Maybe this will be the first year that Nick Saban loses to one of his successors.
Disciples, yeah.
Yeah. So maybe I'll throw Georgia in there, and then maybe just because they're an independent, I'll throw Notre Dame in there.
Notre Dame not ever going back to the playoffs.
No, they're done for. Every time they go, they get dusted off.
So does Oklahoma, but they keep making it.
Notre Dame, that's Fat Squad.
Hey, I like your top 3, Ben. I have a surprise though. Cincinnati, man.
I was gonna throw them in there.
I want to say Cincinnati, but I have a funny feeling they're gonna figure out a way to keep them out of there. I just have a funny feeling about that.
Maybe.
We'll see, man. We'll see. We're going to give our top 4 next week. I want to get Bears. Let's go ahead and get into the NBA. Gentlemen.
Hold up. Before you say that.
What's that?
You think a one-loss SEC team will get in over Cincinnati?
It all depends.
Depends on – I haven't seen Cincinnati's schedule, so I don't know who they played non-conference. But if Cincinnati's undefeated and the one loss to the SEC school isn't to like one of the top 5s, like a Florida Alabama, Georgia, something like that. If it's to like a Kentucky, yeah, you're probably not going to get in there.
Like say if Alabama win the SEC and then Georgia has the one loss, that one loss is against Alabama in the SEC championship.
Yeah, you'll get in.
I still think Georgia get in.
Yeah.
All right, let's go ahead and talk. Yeah.
You know something?
Watch from the game. You'll see how close the seats are because this is the second game back in Staples Center. They was in the convention center for the first month of the season.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah,
you can.
Yes, you can.
Doc Rivers did that.
It just sometimes it don't work.
Yeah, a lot of times it don't work. On that note,
all right, let's go to the NBA then. All right, so little NBA talk. Summer League, obviously, is going on right now. The Summer League Championship is going on right.
Boston
and Sacramento right now.
So Sacramento finna hang another Summer League banner.
Yeah, their second one.
They have 28.
Wow. So congratulations to the Kings. You won't hear that coming. You won't hear me say that often. But let's put a bow on Summer League. I want to give me a player from each of y'all. Give me a player that really stood out that you was like, yo, I can't wait to see this guy when regular season start. If he's when the season start, I'm gonna start with you, Mark.
Actually, just looking at Boston, even though he didn't have a good game today, what's the dude name?
Peyton Pritchard.
Yeah, no, not him. Naismith or
Aaron Nesmith. Yeah,
Aaron Nesmith. Yeah, I just been liking his energy throughout the whole summer league.
What about you, Nick?
I'm being biased when I say this. Brandon Boston.
I don't blame you.
I love Brandon Boston.
Yeah, I think that was like an absolute steal for us.
That point guard y'all got is good too. I told you that. Remember?
Yeah, I like our draft.
Ben Fair, who you like? Who's someone that stuck out to you this summer league?
I gotta throw. You said one name, but I gotta throw two names out there. I gotta show love to the hometown kid, Josh Christopher, over there in Houston.
He's good. He's good.
He's balling it out up there. I was really hoping the Lakers didn't trade that 22nd pick, so we could have gotten him.
Right.
But at the end of the day, I'll take Westbrook over Josh Christopher.
Any day of the week.
But the kid that I have absolutely fallen in love with when he got drafted, don't know why they took him, but Davion Mitchell. Davion Mitchell.
Man, he's good. He's good.
He's the best defender in this class.
That's not even close.
Hey, wait, real quick. Can I drop some breaking news? Real quick?
Breaking news.
Go hit the breaking news center real quick before we get to and we'll get back to the NBA. We got a comment I got a comment in my DMs at JWatson0984 on Twitter. The legend, radio legend, Scott Kaplan. Me and him have we talk on Twitter from time to time. He just chimed in and says, show's looking good. So salute to the legend, Scott Kaplan.
Most definitely appreciate that.
Appreciate that, sir.
So shout out to Scott Kaplan, 17 ESPN legend in San Diego. All right, back to the NBA. So, like you said, I like Ben Fair's picks. He said Josh Christopher, and then you said that's back on that Davion Mitchell, man.
He shut down Peyton Pritchard today.
He's shutting down anyone that goes up against him.
Let me tell you something.
He's in your face from the jump. From the second you pass half court, he's in your face. Like when it comes to on-ball defense, he gives me a lot of Gary Payton vibes. When it comes to on-ball pressure.
I was thinking Tony Allen.
Here's my question also. Well, all these guards, man, because obviously him, De'Aaron Fox, Tyrese Halliburton,
Buddy Hield.
Buddy Hield would have been traded if we didn't get wet. He would have been.
He would have been traded.
He's going to be gone soon.
I think he'll. Well, I don't think he'll be gone by opening day. I think he'll be gone by the deadline. I just don't think. If Tyrese Halliburton is doing this, and all he just needs to do is really develop more of his shot. Obviously, we know he's a dog on defense. And then him and De'Aaron Fox could be a real dynamic tandem in the backcourt. Obviously, he's probably going to be the backup point to De'Aaron. But let's just say they want to go with a real small pause backcourt, you can't ask for something better than Davion Mitchell and De'Aaron Fox.
Yeah, that can work very well.
And they'll be baseline to baseline in 0 to 60.
I think he'll be playing like a Marcus Smart role for them right now.
By the way, what y'all think of that Marcus Smart contract?
Overpaid.
Yeah, it was a bit overpaid. He got 4 years, $77 million.
Yeah, that's insane.
I was expecting him to get like 4 for 68 or something, but hey, if you need him, which they do, pay the guy.
Pay him.
Can't replace him.
I guess, and they said he's going to be starting. He's probably going to be the starting PG next year. So,
I feel sorry for them.
Well, we'll see.
A lot of Boston fans actually like Marcus Smart at the point guard.
Yeah, he almost was a Laker. He almost was a Laker if Boston didn't take him at 6.
He was definitely going to the Lakers.
They sure would have took him at 7 if Julius Randle wasn't on the board, and I know that for a fact.
And I hope Jello make the team too.
Yeah,
I think he's gonna be a training camp invite for the Hornets, because I was reading that the Hornets are really liking what they're seeing from him. They like his work ethic. They like his attitude. Obviously, he had to go through some things to get to where he's at, but he's going to be in the league. Mark's been trying to, he's been preaching, get that this guy could be an NBA, a rotation player for us.
Especially for the Hornets. I mean, if you look at the way their roster is constructed, they don't have many people who can space the floor. So having a guy like Jello that could come in and play the 3, and take minutes away from Kelly Oubre, who we know can't make a 3 to save his life. Miles Bridges is going in the upper trajectory when it comes to being on the space of floor, so he's good. PJ Washington's good.
I love Miles Bridges.
You just lost Malik Monk, who was your best 3-point shooter of last year, so you need to replace him. So having a guy like Jello would be good.
AB, I don't even know people really understand how low key of a signing that was for us.
Malik Monk was an amazing signing for us.
And Nick said it was like when he found out that he said it on I texted him like, yo, Malik Monk just got his contract rescinded, he was like, "Yo, Lakers should sign him."
Yeah, I said it. I said it right there. I was like, he'll be a good shooter for him.
And I was like, "Wow." Because he like with him, everyone only knows him from the moment that he got slapped in the back of the head by Jordan. But dude, obviously, the people forget when he was at Kentucky, he was getting buckets. I would know. Remember, we played them North Carolina played them in the Elite Eight, so I know
he's kind of like a streaky shooter in the league.
But last year was one of his best shooting years he had last year.
Yeah, he shot like
he's coming off an injury too, wasn't he?
42% last year, I think he shot.
Yeah. So real quick before we get to the NFL, because I can't wait to hear this NFL talk with B and Mark. The Clippers made a move on Sunday. They bring back Eric Bledsoe. They send out Patrick Beverly, Rondo, Daniel Oturo, and then today Patrick Beverly was traded to Minnesota for Jared Culver and Herman Gomez.
Crumbs.
Let me ask you, what was your reaction, Mr. Clipper? What was your reaction to Aaron Gordon having a second time around with your squad? Eric Bledsoe.
I thought it was cool. I'm gonna be honest. I like the pickup. That's a person who can score, defend. And I think he'll most definitely give us more. He definitely give us more on offense than Patrick Beverly will. Patrick Beverly's a little bit better defender. All because he's a little bit more of a pest, but I think that but people also tend to forget as well that Eric Bledsoe was a first-team All-Defender at point guard a couple years ago, literally 2 years ago. So it's not like he can't defend. I think that in the situation in Milwaukee, they figured they needed upgrading. He's been over there for so long.
Well, he was in New Orleans.
Well, I'm talking about even before the trade.
Gotcha.
Yeah, so I guess they traded him to New Orleans, and he wasn't going to start over Lonzo, so.
Yeah.
Kenzie said Rondo needs to come home. I hope Memphis buys him out. I don't think he's staying in Memphis.
Yeah. And I knew Rondo was going to be gone this offseason too because it just didn't work out. It didn't work out the way we thought it would. And I think that Ty Lue saw that as well. And people, sometimes a lot of these moves, you really gotta go in depth with these moves. That move saved the Clippers about $30 million towards taxes. So that helps a lot. And I think it freed up about $8 million for the cap space this year. So that's a good look. That's something that's a way to make another move. Or sign another player who wants a little bit more money than we could afford beforehand. Maybe we can get this player now. So and it freed up roster space as well. So we'll see how it goes.
So let's go ahead and get into the NFL, gentlemen. You ready to talk some NFL?
Yes, sir.
Let's go, man. All right. As our two-a-days continues here on Sports for You. Did any of y'all get a chance to watch? Did any of y'all even try to watch Hard Knocks? Pause.
I didn't get a chance to watch it. I'm going to watch it, but
I know Ben's not watching.
No, I'm watching it. I want all the inside scoop on the Cowboys that I can get. So
okay.
I mean, ain't that much. Cool. You're gonna see that they're sorry.
So I did watch it. So the first episode was basically all about Dak and Zeke and Jerry Jones.
That's all it's going to be about.
That's what's going to be about the whole time.
And they opened the show with Dak's injury. They showed where he had the surgery on his ankle. By the way, I did not know he had 2 surgeries. That was new news to me. Obviously, Zeke, him and his friendship with Dak was talked about. Obviously, Jerry talking about, he got a little emotional. By the way, the Clippers got that $8.6 million trade exception in the trade as well. That's
there we go.
So another thing about that was, okay, obviously Mike McCarthy brings up the whole mojo.
Is that Tia Cooper?
Yes. Shout out.
Sweet Lord. Go ahead.
Yeah, shout out.
Her.
And by the way, her brother was hooping in Summer League as well, Sharif, for the Hawks.
Oh, yeah.
I'm a big fan of Sharif. He can ball.
Yeah.
Yeah, the fact that he fell to the second round is ridiculous.
Yeah, something? I think a lot of these players fell because of COVID. I'm just being honest with you. This COVID year, so maybe a lot of players probably didn't take this season as serious as they should have.
Right.
Sharif was ineligible at the beginning of the year, so he missed the first part of the season. But
he missed all the non-conference games. Non-conference games.
Yeah. But once he started playing, he started killing off top.
Yeah.
So Another thing I want to talk about. So let's recap week 1 of the preseason. Obviously, we don't need to go too in depth on preseason because it's preseason. But y'all, what was y'all observations from the first that caught your attention the first week of preseason? I'll start with you, Ben Fair.
First week of preseason, to me, just being a Washington fan, obviously Curtis Samuel got put on the pub list. Just got recently taken off, thankfully. So I was hoping to see him play against the Patriots on opening night, but like you said, he was on the list, so he wasn't able to play. But we're just now getting everyone healthy, so that was like the first thing I got to see. Got to see some Ryan Fitzmagic action a little bit, a couple snaps here and there.
Don't say that around Mark.
He's getting his chemistry together with Terry McLaurin. He had a nice little ball where he threw off anticipation that I liked. I liked seeing, even when our backups came in, seeing guys just be able to throw the ball downfield. Coming from last year with Alex Smith, having one leg, he just wasn't able to put pressure on his front leg, wasn't able to move laterally to evade sacks. So it was just cool to finally see my team have QBs that can actually attack not only short field but also down deep, 30 yards, 40 yards down scrimmage.
Mark, what caught your attention with this first week in the preseason?
For Buffalo, we have to. Our defense need to calm down in penalties on the roughing the passers, unnecessary pass interference. But other than that, man, it's preseason. I really wasn't expecting to see much. Josh Allen didn't play. I wanted to see how Devin Singletary and Matt Breida was going to look, and they both look pretty good. So I'm waiting till it really count.
Mm-hmm.
Nick, what did you think about preseason? First week.
I watched my Raiders play. We didn't play too bad of a game. I liked how I liked some of the rookies how they played. I really like Maury, the safety from TCU. He's very good.
Still.
Still in the draft, most definitely for us at least. But also I noticed there was a lot of overreactions going on.
Sure was, and that's and that's exactly where I want to go.
Yeah, there was a lot of overreactions. A couple of these people they overreacted with, they have to remember these guys did not play against the ones, and this is only preseason. The first game of preseason at that. You don't really get a chance to see dress rehearsal until week 3.
Exactly, and there's only 3 preseason games, so you're gonna see it next week.
Yeah, pretty much dress rehearsal next week. Yeah, for real.
So the overreaction I see to Justin Fields. Look, and I'm not saying he's not going to be good. I like what I saw, but like our boy Fat, I'll let you talk in a minute. Like our boy Fat, who's a Bears fan, he saw once the game slowed down for him, his passes were just on point. But like I said, he did it against the two. He did it against the twos. He wants to see if he can do it next week against the ones. What were you going to say?
I was going to say about WNBA. When's the last time you saw the Sparks at 7-13?
Pre-Candace Parker.
Remember that LA Sparks?
Pre-Candace Parker, probably.
Candace Parker would never.
Yeah, that's how they ended up drafting Candace Parker. Or probably pre-Nneka and probably when they got Nneka and Gumake, because she was the number 1 pick as well. But that was probably it. But that's a whole topic for another show. That's a whole topic for another show, getting rid of legends.
Yeah.
Obviously I watched because I know a lot of people in Broncos country and other media was like, oh, my God, the Broncos missed because they didn't draft Justin Fields because he had such a good first preseason game. And then Patrick Surtain II goes out and gets a pick 6. I'm like, shut that up. I'm like, shut that up.
Where's he from?
Yeah, we know. He's from Alabama. We know
DBU.
DB. Whoa.
DBU. Whoa.
No, we're not DBU. We're wide receiver U and running back U. That's it.
I wouldn't even say wide receiver right now. I got a couple of good ones in the league, though.
Wait, you wouldn't say wide receivers right now? What?
Yeah.
You got Jerry Jeudy, Calvin Ridley, Julio Jones. That's just to start it off.
Nick's a USC fan, B. You got to remember that, man.
No, I have Alabama receiver on my team. That's why. Henry Ruggs is good, though.
Oh, yeah, that's right.
I like Henry Ruggs.
Jalen Waddle.
Yeah.
We'll see what they can do.
What USC receiver in the league doing?
I mean, you got. Oh, hold on. We'll see what Armand St. Brown does for the 0-17 Detroit Lions.
Oof, it's at 0-17. So yeah, that's gonna be where Spencer Rattler gets drafted, and Jared Goff's gonna be out of a job again.
What else is new?
Gentlemen, did you happen to catch any of the NFL top 100?
Yes, I got it all written down.
Oh, good. You're good to talk about this. So let's go there. Ben, give me a name that shocked you on where they were ranked.
On where they were ranked, Adam Thielen, number 80.
Adam Thielen was 80.
Adam Thielen, I think he's one of the more overhyped receivers in the league. I mean, he's been able to play alongside amazing receivers that can take coverage off of him. Like you have for like 4 years, you have Stephon Diggs, one of the best top 5 receivers in the NFL at this time. Stephon Diggs, one of the best receivers in the league. You have him next to you, and Adam Thielen's getting all the praise for some reason, even though Diggs is making all the hard catches. And
Adam Thielen catches every pass thrown to him
because he's playing one-on-one coverage against the second or third best corner on the team. He's not getting the best coverage on him lined up. It's always Stephon Diggs. And even now, you have Justin Jefferson, one of the most electrifying young talents in the league, who's taking more coverage off of Adam Thielen. Like Adam Thielen to me has just been overhyped for the last 3 to 4 years.
Ooh,
by the way,
man,
you bring that up. They brought up when they revealed that he was number 80. He was third in the NFL in touchdowns last year. But I understand what he's saying, but obviously, give me a guy that I'm just not just saying this because Mark is on here. I'm still shocked that Trey White dropped 48 spots from last year.
Yeah, that was crazy.
That's ridiculous.
He was 47 last year, and he dropped all the way to 95.
I don't even see the justification as to why.
Wait, hold on.
Uh-oh.
Now Mark's going to go get – I know what Mark's doing. Man, I gotta understand. I've been knowing Mark for 20 years, man. I know when you bring up a certain name, I know exactly where he's going. He's going –
while he goes and gets that ready, two other names I was really surprised by. One was Corey Davis. I was surprised he even made the list.
Me too.
Right. Doing 91.
Yeah, I am being a little bit biased, but I feel like Terry McLaurin is a lot better receiver than Corey Davis is.
Yeah, he's good. I like Terry McLaurin.
And then Jesse Bates being 90. He was the number 1 graded safety last year, and you have him ranked 90. Like, that's ridiculous.
He's a top 3 possibly safety.
Well, let me be clear. Well, I'm biased because obviously Justin Simmons was ranked 45. So, but your point with Jesse Bates, him at 90, I thought was kind of crazy.
Justin Simmons is not that much better than Jesse Bates either. Hold on, that's ridiculous.
And remember, I'm speaking with my Bronco bias, but Jesse Bates is probably one of the top 2 to 3 safeties in football. I'm gonna say something that caught my eye.
He's better than Adams.
Ooh, okay. Ooh, something that really caught my eye was I want to say I was happy with my Broncos seeing Garrett Bowles make the list. But Michael Thomas dropped all the way from 5 to 72, obviously because of the injuries. But I'm gonna say this: that we have 3 guys so far and Mark just really changed into his Trey White jersey. Are you kidding me? That were in the top 10 who are not going to be in the top 10 this year. Trey White. CMC.
Which he shouldn't.
Michael Thomas. And obviously, there's no way Lamar Jackson's going to be number 1 this year.
No way.
So that was what caught my eye. Mark, I don't know if you said the comments. Did you see what Marley said? And when I posted this on our Instagram account, Marley said that Calvin Ridley was better than A.J. Brown. Isn't Marley a Falcons fan?
Yeah. He everything Atlanta.
I'm like, you sure about this? Check the stats. So I personally think AJ, no disrespect me, but I think AJ Brown so far has been better because he's had to be a number 1 receiver. Now he's going to be in the role Calvin Ridley had now that Julio's in Tennessee. Now I want to see if Calvin Ridley, are we going to get Alabama Calvin Ridley now that he's number 1 in Atlanta?
He was number 1 last year too. Julio hurt 95% of the season.
Yeah, but now he's number 1 for all 17 weeks. And I wonder, and do you guys think that AJ Brown is going to take a dip in performance because of Julio? By the way, Ryan Tannehill was the first quarterback revealed on this list. By the way,
which he should have been.
Absolutely.
Since NFL experts think he's better than Derek Carr.
83.
Yeah, he was ranked 83.
93.
I think we'll see the same kind of year in Calvin. I think, if anything, Calvin Ridley's numbers will go down a bit from last year, just because, like you said, last year going into games, you weren't technically sure. You weren't sure if Julio was going to play. A lot of his decisions were game time decisions. So you're doing preparation and thinking that you're going to play against Julio, and then last second it's Calvin Ridley. This year, like you guys said, him being a true number one,
Is he?
weekend, and I mean, for the Falcons, he's their true number one.
He's gonna be the one.
There's no other receiver.
He's gonna be the number one. He's gonna be the number one receiver on that team. I know what you're saying. You're thinking Kyle Pitts.
I'm about to say Kyle Pitts may be number one up over there.
But I think he's
I
starting.
I'm talking about receivers, and two, I want rookies to show me something before I grade them. I don't want to grade them off what they did in college or what they've done in preseason and stuff like that. But I think Calvin will take a little bit of a dip. I still think he'll probably be like 1,200 yards receiving, 1,100 yards receiving, maybe 7 to 9 touchdowns. But when it comes to A.J. Brown, I think with Julio being there, he's going to be able to mentor him a lot, show him what it is to be a big receiver, like a big body receiver, and still have the ability to not just run one route, 2 routes. Like you think of a lot of big guy receivers, they run go routes, they run post patterns. Julio's been a guy who's
Randy Moss.
Randy Moss as well. Julio, to me, has been a guy who can show A.J. Brown not only how to execute at a high volume in those 2 aspects, but be able to show him how to get in and out of routes when it comes to like smaller coverage and stuff like that. But I think AJ is going to have a better year than he did this year.
All right, so that's good. I like that analysis. You definitely gonna be on during the football season when we do our picks. Let's go ahead and get into the two-a-days, gentlemen. Let's fire up that NFL films real quick. And obviously, Ben Fair, you're here. This week we're going to the NFC and the AFC East. And obviously, we see you got your Washington football team jersey on. They are the reigning NFC East champs. Y'all had the reigning defensive rookie of the year in Chase Young. Obviously, Alex Smith is retired. Y'all brought in Fitzpatrick. Kyle Allen is coming back from the knee injury. Y'all drafted the kid from Kentucky. Obviously, you said y'all got Curtis Samuel, McLaurin. Obviously, Antonio Gibson had a good year last year. Logan Thomas had a breakout year last year. But that defense with Chase Young, Jonathan Allen, Darren Payne, Montez Sweat, obviously Landon Collins.
That makes no sense.
We signed William Jackson III.
William Jackson III.
Oh, my. Are you serious?
Yeah, we signed William Jackson III.
Since he let him leave?
Yeah.
So, preview the Washington football team for us. What are you expecting from them in year 2 in the Ron Rivera era?
So I'll start off with being a diehard fan since I was born. It's good to see us actually making moves in the right direction. I've talked to you guys about it with the name. Being partially Native American, I was against the name change of going against Redskins.
That's right.
I loved having a logo that symbolized someone that looked like my ancestors. I was very upset when that happened 2 years ago when we got our name taken away from us. But what I'm looking for is better QB play, whether it's Taylor Heineke, Kyle Allen, Ryan Fitzpatrick. Just get one and let that person figure it out. I don't want to see games where Fitzpatrick is playing in, late game situations because he has that magical power that everyone likes to say about Fitzpatrick. Just if he's in there having a bad game, let him finish the game. I don't want to see Heineke coming in. Antonio Gibson, absolutely love the guy out of Memphis. He's a gadget player, catch it out of the backfield, ran it out of the backfield. Needs to improve his blocking, but that's coming. He gets backed up by J.D. McKissick and Jarrett Patterson out of Buffalo. I'm very excited to see what our running backs can do this year because they're all versatile. None of them are one-dimensional. They can all run it out of the backfield, catch it out in space. We got Logan Thomas. Hopefully he can play kind of like the same season he did at the end of the year, finally learning the position of being a tight end coming from the QB spot. We signed the international player, Sammy Reyes. We'll see what he can do now coming from basketball over to football. So we'll see what he's able to do. When it comes to our receiving core, I'm very excited to see it. We got Curtis Samuel. We got Adam Humphries. We got Terry McLaurin. Yeah, Adam Humphries. Yeah, he's being reunited with Ryan Fitzpatrick, where he had his best year in Tampa Bay. So I'm very excited about that. My one concern offensively is our O line. We got rid of Morgan Moses for some reason.
And why y'all not paying Brandon Sheriff, man?
That's just like what Washington likes to do. We like to do the 2-year franchise tag, and then we finally sign them if we feel like that last year they've really proved to us. I don't know why they don't just give him the money. He's obviously deserved it. Made ESPN or made the NFL Top 100 for the first time this year. Was an All-Pro for the first time last year. Give the man his money. He's obviously one of the best right guards in football.
He sure is.
I agree.
Yes,
he might be number 2.
That dude was a monster.
Yeah, he's a beast. When it comes to defense, we got better in areas that we need to get better at. Obviously, we lost. Forget who our second DB was last year, but obviously we were able to upgrade with William Jackson III. We have Kendall Fuller on the opposite side of him, who works better out of the 3 slot anyways. We have one of the best up-and-coming safeties in the league. Cam Curl was phenomenal last year in his rookie year. Hopefully he can build off of that and be a better safety for us again this year. We get Landon Collins back. Hopefully we plug him in the box as a linebacker. Have him blitz the QB a little bit. Maybe address the running backs more. Because we've seen Landon Collins over the years. He's not your prototypical safety. He just doesn't have the lateral coverage like that. He's a heavy hitter. Put him in the box. Let him go up against tight ends, running back, stuff like that. But like you guys said, I mean, we had the second best defense in the NFL last year, and we only got better. We added players that we needed. Jamin Davis in the first round, linebacker out of Kentucky. We had to pair him up with Cole Holcomb, who was one of the up and coming linebackers on our team last year. And then, like I said, Jamin Davis. And then our defensive front, Montez Sweat was phenomenal last year. Chase Young is only going to get better. Deron Payne, Jonathan Allen, Matt Ioannidis. I mean, the list just goes on and on. I could sit here and talk to you guys about how excited I am that Washington's finally going in a great direction.
So who in the NFC East should they think will be y'all biggest competition out of the Cowboys, the Giants, and the Eagles? And I say that loosely.
I think it'll end up coming down to being the Cowboys just because of how stacked their offensive is, and if Dak Prescott's shoulder injury isn't something serious or something he's able to play through. I could see the Cowboys being our biggest threat. If Dak's injury does linger him a little bit and we see him throwing balls, that typically aren't what we notice him to throw, that will probably hinder them a bit. And if that does, I could see the Giants overtaking them because the Giants also have a great defense just like ourselves.
That's what I'm about to say is the biggest threat to y'all is most definitely the Giants.
I think they had a good offseason to get to Kadarius Toney. I like Bradbury. Obviously, we'll see what happens with Danny Dimes against Saquon back. I go with the Eagles. I mean, I don't trust their new coach. I think he's not the man for the job. And like the Cowboys,
stop calling him Danny Dimes.
Okay, Daniel Jones. That is exactly what his name. Obviously, he's a quarterback from Duke. What you expect? I don't know. Only Duke quarterbacks get nicknames like that. But yeah, I think this is y'all division, and I don't see as long as y'all get good quarterback play. I just think it's going to be Washington, and Ron Rivera is going to lead y'all back to the playoffs. So let's go ahead and move over to the AFC East.
Hey Ben,
get that Benny the Butcher ready, please.
Hey Ben, Fitzpatrick is going to be a solid quarterback for y'all. He's not going to be like a Pro Bowl, but he's going to be a solid quarterback. I like Fitzpatrick.
Oh, yeah. All I want him to be is a little bit better than Alex Smith was last year. Someone who's a little bit more consistent, and if that's what we can get, consistency at the QB position will be good.
Yeah.
All right, Mark. We finna talk some AFC East, and I had to do this one for you, man. Go and fight. You know what time it is.
Are you kidding me?
As you see, Mark got on his Bills gear. So, Mark, the reigning AFC East champions, runners-up in the AFC Championship to the Chiefs. All right, Mark, what are you expecting from your Buffalo Bills this year? Y'all just gave Josh Allen the bag. Y'all drafted Russo. What is next for Bills Mafia this year? What are the expectations?
I think we go win a division again. if we can get some good cornerback play on the other side, my bad, Ben. I know he came from Alabama,
No, you're
but
good.
but Levi Wallace is complete garbage.
Mm-hmm.
Hopefully we can get Taron Johnson to that and up in that second corner. Um, and move Levi to the slot. I love our safeties. Me personally, I think we got the best safety tandem in the league with Micah Hyde and Jordan Poyer.
Yeah.
We needed help on the D line, and we drafted two really good defensive players. So they've been looking good all off season. So I want to see how it translates to the regular season. Our offense is solid, man. I'm sad that we lost Smoke, John Brown, but Emmanuel Sanders is a good fill-in for him. I want to see what our running backs do. I wasn't really happy with the running back play last year. I don't like Devin Singletary as the main back. I don't think he's big enough. I don't think he can carry the load, pause. But Matt Breida coming in is definitely going to help. And I want to see how our offensive line get better, man. We struggled there a little bit last year. In times that we really needed it. I hope they get better, with the offensive line too. Just improvements.
Or any other teams? Obviously, the Jets are in rebuild with Zach Wilson. We know Miami's rebuilding with Tua and Waddle and all these other players they have. Obviously, it seemed like it's going to be back to you guys and the Patriots as per usual. Do you think?
I'm not so quick with that, man. I love Miami's defense. The
Mm-hmm.
Dolphins defense is crazy.
Okay.
If they can put up a little bit of offense, some kind of offense, they can match that have like 50%. That's a scary team right there because Miami defense is crazy. And
Yeah.
then the
They
and then
still
the
be number
pay,
3.
and then the Patriots who are all they signings. I'm gonna be honest with you. If they start Matt Jones, it'd probably be better for him. Another Alabama player. Uh, I think we seen the best of Cam, and I think that ship has sailed.
Yeah, I think there's a lot of people that are ringing the alarm on Mac Jones to being the starting quarterback. Um, and I think he's probably going to be it. I do get your point on Miami's defense. Obviously, Flores, he's been a good coach. Obviously, Chris Greer's running the front office well. Like I said, with the Jets, obviously, I'm really no expectations there. Bringing in Zach Wilson,
Oh,
they
and
had a decent draft.
17.
They had a decent draft, but
Jets,
let's just wait. But
just me. I told you, Jets stand for just in the season.
Wow.
Well,
That's when that will conclude our tour days, ladies and gentlemen. So next week we'll close our tour days out with the AFC and the NFC West. So me and Nick and B will talk about our squads and we'll talk a little West Coast football. All right, we're gonna do this. I'm gonna call audible on the calling out names because I think we just need to address one person. Usually we'll do a calling out names where we address everybody, just multiple people. But I think we just need it. This is going to be the Skip Bayless edition of calling out names. And I'm just going to call it what it is. I'm tired. What happened last week made no sense. So if y'all don't know why, drop the beat, been ready to get ready for calling out names. Last Wednesday, when Undisputed was recapping Hard Knocks, obviously Skip made a comment about Mike McCarthy's weight, saying he personally couldn't play for a coach who was overweight. Jenny Taft, the moderator, said he basically told him he was out of pocket, and just because not every coach can be physically fit like you. I had a coach who was my coach in college who was not the most physically fit person. That don't make him a bad coach. And Skip basically saying like no, and the part that caught me was she said I'm allowed to have an opinion, and that makes me think that Skip is basically like he did at ESPN. He's basically putting the host on muzzles. So
Putting what?
Putting a muzzle on his host. So whether it was Kerry, whether it was Molly, whether it was Jay Crawford, Dana Jacobson, the Cold Pizza Days, where it's Joy Taylor, Jenny Taft, it sounds like he wants to try to basically make the show about him and whoever he's debating, period. And obviously, Jenny Taft was like, no, I'm not having that noise. And I applaud her. She did the right thing and stood for herself. So cut the beat, Ben ready. What Skip Bayless did was flat out foul. And I'm tired of it. Really, it was disgusting. They're basically saying, oh, that those women you crazy, Mark. That you basically can't play for a coach just because he's out of shape, man. Stop. Who are you to judge? What are you, Richard Simmons? You Billy Blanks? You a Peloton coach or something? Who are you to judge somebody's physical condition, man?
I mean, isn't Skip Bayless the same person who averaged like 3 points his varsity year of high school basketball? Like,
say it again, Ben.
1.8.
Say it again. Say it again, Ben. Ready? What was his nickname?
Who?
Water Pistol Pete.
Yeah, I mean, come on, man. Stop. And I want us to bring this up. Go ahead, Mark.
I was about to say, no, I got, you still talking about that? Because I got Skip Bayless in there for a different reason.
Okay. Also, and another thing I want to bring up with is because, and I'm not trying to single out, I was going to single out two people in particular, but I'm just going to say now to former ESPN colleagues who went on Twitter after the Jenny Taft video went viral saying, well, I knew someone, and obviously I'm saying that, it was Jamel Hill. She went on Twitter, was like, I had a friend, no sources, who went through the same thing as the host. And then we all know she's talking about Carrie Champion. So then Carrie Champion quote tweeted her with the eyeball emoji. Then you have Mike Hill, who said one time he filled in on First Take. He said Skip tried to talk down to him, and he told Skip if he did that, he was going to punch him in the face. All these former hosts who now work in ESPN, who now are other places getting their money and getting their freedom, y'all had plenty of opportunity to call this dude out. Y'all knew ESPN was going to let him basically do whatever he does, and obviously he did it for 13 years there, whether it was Cold Pizza, First and 10, First Take, whatever. Y'all voice now y'all want to use y'all voices, and I get it. Go ahead.
I'm gonna cut you off right there. You can't do that because you're believing the people that's going against the quarterback from Houston. All the people that's coming out that's going against him, once somebody say something, we have to be fair.
All right, right.
So if people are defending, like finally somebody saying something, it's the same way, whether it's they're it's people coming out with rape or they're coming out with allegations. Like finally, it skips somebody saying something.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? Like
okay.
And it's showing. And one thing I didn't like about Skip, where I would have skipped up, is when Shannon Sharp said, "Come on, everybody, we a team." And when he said no, I would have took off on Skip.
Okay.
Instantly. Oh, we ain't a team. Boop 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 boop. Oh, because now you're showing your true skill. Your true colors. Because now you looking like a real B word on TV.
Right.
And you know if this was
a buffoon
show, I'll be saying it.
Basically, he's acting like being an a-hole.
No, not that word.
He's basically being an a-hole.
Female dog.
Yeah, he's being an a-hole. Much.
That show, like, I will never watch that show again in my life.
I'm not either.
For the simple fact that you took a coward route, and you can't even. You act like a real woman up there, Skip. I'm sorry. Like I seen it in his face. He's turning red. You can dish out all that mess you talk, but when somebody challenge you, you have an issue.
Mm-hmm.
No, that's not how it works, Skip. Mm-hmm. That's not how it works. And yes, she have a voice. Just because she's a woman, she's not entitled to her opinion. Come on, Skip. Be careful, Skip.
And
I got over this. Be careful.
And you're right.
Skip is like that with everybody.
That's
why
you're right.
I wasn't surprised about it.
I'm glad you corrected me. You're right. You're right. Just fair is fair. Yeah. I do, and I apologize. But I do get tired of seeing this every time with ESPN people, but I do understand it.
But they can't do nothing.
But it's pretty much, it was the card they was dealt.
Right.
So I see what you're saying. You're right.
Once they get in a safe zone, now we can talk.
And here's my thing, and it goes back to the Naomi Osaka thing. Like when we was talking about the Maria Taylor, Rachel Nichols situation, and Carrie was like, I want to speak on it more in nuance. You don't need your podcast to speak on that in nuance. You go on Instagram Live for like 5 minutes and say how ESPN was, you'll be viral. And trust me, that will go. Those people will find that footage, and it will circle around social media in a matter of 60 seconds.
Spread like a wildfire.
Mark, what was the other reason why you had Skip on calling out names?
Because he blamed LeBron for Dennis Schroeder not getting a 4-year, $84 million contract.
Are you kidding me?
How is that? I'm sorry.
Go ahead, B. No, you can write. I'm gonna let you be. I want to let B go, and I'm gonna let Ben Fair go. Go ahead.
What grown man is going to let another grown man tell him or make him walk away from $84 million.
That's my point.
You have to be a special kind of idiot.
You walk away from $84 million.
And on top of that,
he actually had two offers, Mark. I don't know what the second offer was, but the Lakers offered him 2 times before this last offseason. Go ahead.
And LeBron is normally the one that's getting the players paid, isn't he?
Ask Tristan Thompson and J.R. Smith.
And
Ask Matthew Dellavedova.
Mozgov?
Ask Timothy Mozgov.
Yeah. Yep. He most definitely got Mozgov played.
I mean KCP. Basically, KCP gonna be in the Lakers Ring of Honor probably.
Huh?
Because of LeBron.
Yeah.
Because Rob went on his opening day press conference and called him manna from heaven. Ben Fair, what's your thoughts on the whole Skip Bayless situation, man?
I started watching Skip Bayless when him and Shannon got in an argument, and Shannon was trying to finish what he was saying, and then Skip was like, "It's my turn. It's my turn. It's my turn."
Oh yeah. I remember that.
Yeah, I remember that.
Oh, she's hurt.
Nick, you got anything on Skip?
I mean, I'm gonna be honest. Her knee is done for.
Oh my god.
Oh my god. Yeah. Oh.
We're watching the Sparks and the Dream Game, and Nneka Ogwumike just.
I think she
just. Yeah.
I think she just. Oh no. Hold on. Oh.
Hey, y'all watching that?
Yeah.
Oh my god, they just showed the replay.
Hey, relax, man.
Oh my god. She just planted and it just gave out.
Hey, y'all watching that? That's crazy.
Oh man.
Hey, watch out, man.
Okay, go ahead, Nick.
I can't
Look,
watch
about Skip Bayless. Look, with Skip Bayless, nothing surprises me about Skip Bayless at all. I've watched Skip Bayless for years. I've literally seen Skip Bayless do this same exact thing at least about 8 times. So that's why when it was reported, when you guys first sent it to me, I was like, that's how Skip is. I've seen him do it numerous times with numerous people. I've seen him do that same act, like you just said earlier, Ben Fair. I've seen him do that same exact thing with Shannon. I've seen him do that same exact thing with Stephen A. Smith before. I've seen him do it with multiple people before. So nothing Skip Bayless does surprise me. Skip Bayless is the ultimate, I want to say everything I want to say type of person, and I don't want to hear nothing against it. It's all about him. He doesn't want to hear no negativity about himself. He's the ultimate narcissist.
Oh, I wish there's no rules.
Don't trust me. Y'all can have this topic for no rules, and trust me, I know y'all gonna take it to a whole nother level. And ladies and gentlemen, because I don't give Skip Bayless that much pub. That's calling out names. All right, before we head on out of here, next week we're gonna talk NFC West. We'll recap week 2 of the preseason. We're gonna obviously talk a little more hard knocks. We're gonna talk more NFL top 100.
I don't think she likes that.
40 NFL top 100 going to reveal numbers 40 through 11. Wow, let's go. NFL numbers 40 through 11 next week. So we'll recap who gets revealed and then making our way to the top 10. Ben Fair, man, this was fun, man.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
Tell the people where they can find you. Tell them about what you got going on so people can follow you on all your platforms, brother.
Okay, appreciate it. First, I want to say thank you guys for bringing me on. It's been a long time coming. Greatly appreciate that you guys brought me on. You can find me on Instagram and Twitter at my handle, The Sports Veteran. You can also I have just started up a media company, 24-Hour Media Lounge. It's 24H Media Lounge on Twitter. We just started up. We do a live show every Tuesday on the Halftime Sports app. And then we are about to start up 2 more podcasts coming up. One called Chasing 18. It's about the Lakers and the Celtics on their chase to the banner 18th banner.
Yeah, I'll be tuning into that.
Yes, sir. And then
I'll be listening.
Yes, sir. And then our third show is the Battle of Tobacco Road. It's the rivalry between Duke and UNC basketball. We're about to start that up.
Oh, wait a minute. I totally forgot.
Get him off.
I totally forgot he's a Duke fan. He's a Duke fan.
Wait, what'd you say, Mark?
Pause, Mark. I totally forgot Ben is a Duke Blue Devil fan.
Yes, sir.
Just relax.
Go ahead, but explain that podcast, though. I mean, yeah, even though it's Duke.
Yeah, so it's...
Huh? Wait, what happened?
Wait, he muted him?
Wait, no, that wasn't on purpose. You good?
There you go. Ben, you good?
You can hear?
No, there you go. There you go. All right, go ahead.
Oh, there we go. There we go.
ahead.
There we go.
I don't know what was going on, but
You
yeah,
said Duke.
it's called the Battle of Tobacco Road.
Losing signal.
Oh man, he losing the signal.
That's that. Maybe because we're talking Duke. I don't know why.
Yeah, I was saying
Hey, he
cool
was-
if we brought up Duke.
He was doing fine.
I feel like every time I say Duke,
every
Eddie
time,
pauses.
Yeah, every single time. That's crazy.
That's not even me.
Roy Williams must have hacked the feed, man.
Just pick up from Tobacco Road and
Hey, Dean Smith is happy right now.
But yeah, it's called Battle of Tobacco Road. It's going to be a YouTube exclusive video, content only. So tune into that. It's me and one of my guys, Liam, who's a diehard UNC fan out in Virginia. He'll be my co-host as well for Chasing 18. For Chasing 18, I'm going to have to get you, John, on there as well. Talk some Lakers history. We'll definitely have to get Nick on there to talk a little bit of crap of who the true kings are of LA.
Yeah.
But yeah, that's everything.
All right, great.
I appreciate y'all for having me on.
Most definitely.
This is, and we're definitely gonna have you on during the football season when we make our picks, because pick segment, because you're gonna be part of the pick when we have our weekly picks. So
yeah, if you guys are doing a fantasy football league, definitely let me get in there.
Yeah.
Oh,
I was about to tell you too, Ben. We need one more player. So
I'm in it.
I'm gonna send you the information.
Yeah, I'm in that. I'm in there right somewhere, dog. Fantasy is my thing.
by the way, ESPN
Wow.
Fantasy Marathon is going on right now. They're gonna have the draft next week.
Yikes.
I mean tomorrow. They're doing the mock fantasy. They're doing the fantasy football draft tomorrow on ESPN.
Hey, and don't forget. Once I get better, because it's just me. They fine. We still gotta go out, Ben. Me, all of us, dog.
All right, yeah, sounds good. Definitely let me know.
Definitely.
All right.
So thank y'all again for joining us tonight. This was a great show. Thank Ben Fair for joining us, the sports veteran himself. Make sure you follow all his platforms. We're gonna have it in the podcast if you missed it. So we'll have it all in the comments. So you can follow him. He's got a lot of great things going on. We'll be working with him in the near future. Again, next week we're gonna end our two-a-days previewing the AFC and the NFC West. So we're gonna talk about my Broncos, Knicks, Raiders, Ben Reddy's Chargers, the AFC Championships. Oh, that's cool. But then we talk NFC West.
Nobody can hear y'all now.
The Seahawks, the Rams, the Cardinals, and the 49ers.
Who was number 22 from the Sparks?
I have zero clue.
I'm about to find out.
But yeah, this was a great day. Great show, great content. Again, make sure you like us on Facebook and YouTube. Like us on Facebook, Sports For You Podcast, Instagram, Sports For You Podcast, Facebook, Instagram, and YouTube, Townhouse Media. Make sure if you're downloading Spotify, Spreaker, Apple Podcasts, iHeartRadio, Google Podcasts, Stitcher, Verbal, Amazon Music, all that. And make sure you tune in next week as we're getting closer and closer to the start of the NFL season. We're going to give also our college football picks for the playoff, because the college football season will begin officially next Saturday, but it goes full go the first Saturday in September. So we'll definitely look ahead to that. This has been episode 62 of Sports For You. I'm John. That's Mark. That's Nick. That's Mark.
Yup.
That's Nick Freeze.
What it do?
That's producer Ben Reddy. The sports veteran Ben Fair.
Yes, sir.
And we out. We'll see y'all next week. Peace.